When people read the biblical books of the prophets, it is understandable that they are often puzzled. Are the prophets speaking to our modern times? If so, what are they saying? If not, why should I read them? These questions point to an even more fundamental question. How do the books of the prophets function as meaningful scripture today? To help us answer this question, I contend that there is a lost world connected with prophecy that needs to be recovered in order to guard against misunderstanding. Moreover, from observing the many ways that prophetic texts are used and sometimes misused in popular contexts and in churches, I maintain that a book recovering that lost world is needed to discern the purpose of these prophetic books and prevent us from misunderstanding and misuse. Listeners who have previously encountered my Lost World series know that these books address biblical topics that are of current popular, not just academic, interest. The books offer a fresh, close reading of the Old Testament to draw out observations sometimes overlooked or simply not part of popular awareness. This textual work is then supplemented by informed knowledge of the cultural context of the ancient Near Eastern world. The details of interpretation are worked out in accordance with a consistently applied methodology that finds God's authoritative message in the text as being contained in the communication as it was understood by the human instruments, speakers or writers, and their audiences. In this way, these books are working out the principle that the Bible is written for us, but not to us. The case is then presented in a series of propositions that move the reader through a logical sequence of the principal points of discussion. A fresh reading of the prophetic books of the Old Testament and a comparison with information from the ancient Near East can potentially provide new avenues of awareness for modern readers that will help them reclaim the message of the prophets for their lives, but also serve as a guide for avoiding potential misuse. What are these areas of potential misuse? Throughout this book, I contend that we esteem too highly our ability to construct the future from the biblical prophets, and in the process, the true message of prophecy is lost. In my experience in the church, little attention is given to prophecy, with two notable exceptions. The first and foremost exception is that prophecy is studied with a focus on eschatology, the shape and sequence of the end times. Prophecy conferences promoting such a perspective may not be as common today as they were in the late 20th century, but they still occur, and the mindset has not changed significantly. People remain interested in the end times as they construct their detailed timelines and systems and argue with those who might construct different timelines or propose different systems. Premillennial constructions vie with amillennial interpretations. Prophetic and apocalyptic texts remain the centerpiece of such endeavors.